some of our training. Every 2 or 3 years, we hear of incidents involving where someone had died in the North Storage tank, or the storage structure. This year was one such incident. I'm sure everybody heard about the 3 family members that perished in a liquid manure storage system with the lagoon, but there was still a manure storage system nonetheless. What makes these incidents so tragic is normally we hear of multiple deaths. Over 50% of the deaths in confined space structures involve a rescue. The first person on the scene, sometimes the second person on the scene. If you remember 2 or 3 years ago, 5 members of a family, or 4 members of a family, and a hired worker on one farm perished. All the 4 helping those in the first one at the end. This is very difficult. One of the messages that we're trying to get to you all is we need to understand the hazards that are involved in some of these structures. I'd like to spend some time talking about how and why these incidents happen, and then show you some of the rescue concerns when we rescue somebody out of here. Now, I need you to use your imagination. My trailer here, 16-foot trailer, we're thinking that, we're making believe here that this is a below-ground manure tank, such as a collection point where manure is coming and being pumped into a manure storage. Okay, so it's like below ground. I have that filled with theater fog. You can see the fog that's blowing out. Keep in mind, manure gases from manure are totally invisible. You can't see them. But I wanted to show you what it looks like when you fill a space with gas. So make believe that what you're seeing there is some of the manure gases that are very typical in manure structure. Okay? Now, let's imagine that you have a system like this where manure is coming from your barn by gravity, a large diameter pipe, and it comes into this collection pit where it's then pumped into your manure storage. As happens occasionally, that pipe clogs up, and you need to go in and unclog the pipe. Some of you probably have a system such as this. You've done that before. You've gotten away with it. But in this particular case, the day is hot, it's humid, whatever else is going on, you've got a lot going on, the pipe's clogged up. Before you go to acclimatization, you have to go in and get overcome. And that's what happened here in this situation. We have a farmer inside there that was overcome by gas. This particular day, the gas was particularly strong. Okay, reason for entry. Well, that's a good reason. I mean, you have to go into space to unclog the pipe, drop a wrench, maybe a calf gets into the space or something like that. A cow falls into space, you've got to go in there and get those out. So this is very typical. We'll talk a little bit about the gases, and then we're going to get in with our rescue. Gases are the primary hazard here when we talk about manure storage. Four gases I want to talk about very briefly. The worst one by far is hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide gas is a typical gas that's caused by the decomposition of manure. Some days it's not so bad, other days it is. You're not predictable. All I have to say is that manure in storage is going to gas. Natural gas is a natural thing that's produced. Natural gas is produced just by the decomposition of manure. Key point with hydrogen sulfide gas. It's deadly. That's very key. At low concentrations, what does it smell like? Anybody know? Rotten eggs. They said rotten eggs at low concentrations. At high concentrations, you can't smell it. So if you smell rotten eggs and then you don't smell anymore, you better be getting yourself out of that system. It's heavier than air, which means air might be fine here where I'm standing, but it could be deadly gas down here. If I bent over to pick up a tool, it could be overcome by that gas. It causes eye irritation, headache, fatigue, low concentration, unconsciousness, and death at higher concentration. Another gas is carbon dioxide. That's a gas that's naturally produced. Carbon dioxide environment will take away your oxygen, and you won't be able to breathe. I'm going to show you a demonstration on oxygen here in a minute. Ammonia. Ammonia is a gas that's produced in decomposition of manure. Ammonia, you're carbon dioxide, you can see them, you can smell it. And methane is the fourth gas. Methane is lighter than air. It's explosive. Okay? So it ventilates very easily because it's lighter than air. It wants to go up. It'll go through these slided floors. That's what you have. You go through your top hatches. That's what you have too. Okay. Some of the other hazards we talk about in manure storage systems are electrocutions, drowning, and traffic. Okay. Let's get on with our rescue demonstration. I've yacked enough at you. One of the things that we talk about, let's assume here, our imagination is that we had a family member watching the farm person, the farm owner, go into the storage space, and that person witnessed him going down and immediately started ventilating the system and made a phone call. We talk about that we don't want that first person to go in to see, to do a rescue, but we want them to make a phone call. So we call 911, we understand that there's an emergency here, and the rescue people start arriving. First person on the scene generally is going to be our fire chief. In a rural community, the fire chief will get the call, they'll all get the call. The fire chief will often go to the scene and size up the situation. Our family member will be brought aside to talk to the fire chief, say, you know, we've got a person down in the manure storage. He went down to fix the pipe, to unclog the pipe, and he was overcome. So the fire chief kind of gathers up the information, and our rescue company is now arriving on the scene. So that's how the tiered response will be. Sometimes we have a law enforcement person that might be on the patrol will come by because they hear about this going on as well. So our chief has collected the information and is radioing ahead to incoming crew. He sized it up. He knows what kind of resources they need to make the rescue. Along with our fire company, our rescue company, then our EMS people will show up on scene, and they'll chime in and work with the team as well. Okay, so remember this tank is down below ground, but they've got to climb up there. We've got a nice platform for them. They're going to start sizing up the information. I'm going to chime in and tell you what some of the things that they'll be doing when they're up there. We talked about if you have to go into a, and I'm going to repeat this 2 or 3 times for you. If you go into a confined space, we want you to make that a 2-person job. Please make it a 2-person job. That second person never goes into the space. The second person is just watching. Here's the problem. Picks up the phone, makes the phone call, and probably call that person. Make the phone call so we get help coming quickly. So we can make a rescue. These gases are what they will start to do is they'll immediately start to ventilate the space. That's what that orange thing is that they're turning up there. And that's something that you can do on the farm too. Is once you start making your phone call for help, maybe just grab a fan, just a barn fan or a house fan, try to blow fresh air into that space down to where that person is laying. And at least you're trying to steer up those bad gases and get them out of that space. And so that's something that you can do on the farm. I will caution you that if you use your fan, remember, methane is explosive. And your fan may have a short in it, and we don't want to blow the place up. I'm not going to spin it down. Notice though, when they start running that fan, what's happening? They're blowing that fan in there. We're going to drop a tube down, and we're going to start seeing a plume of smoke coming out and surrounding them. And remember, manure gas is invisible, but this really does happen. Start ventilating a space where you open a hole, the The gases are going to come out and surround you. We had 2 teenagers in Wisconsin, I think it was 2 years ago, that perished. They both died on top of a Harvest Store silo. Hot, humid day. They opened the hatch on the Harvest Store silo because they want to start filling again. There was fairly fresh material in that silo, so it was full of carbon dioxide, and it just kind of hovered around them, took their air away. These things do happen. As you ventilate a space, see how the smoke comes out. Even though indoor gases are invisible, it's still, I think it's a good depiction of how you see how that works around here. Notice our rescue people are wearing self-contained breathing apparatus to protect them from that happening. They know that there's going to be gases around them that are going to be pretty strong initially as they start to ventilate. Our rescuer here that's kneeling down toward the front of the trailer, you see he's got a yellow device. It's a gas meter. He's measuring the level of gases that are inside that tank. I have a gas meter here. And I'm going to show you my little manure tank that I made up here, or a silo. I have a lot of organic matter that I put in here the other day, started mixing it up, and now I'm going to measure the gas. Right now, the gas that the air that we're breathing is 20.8% oxygen, and there's no hydrogen sulfide, no other problems here. This meter will measure 4 or 5 gases, and I'm going to put that to my space. Pretty soon, I have an alert that tells me the oxygen level in my space here is getting dangerous. Right now it's 12%, 13% oxygen. If I entered this space right now, I would be overcome very quickly and I would die. I could not even hold my breath. Okay, and see how quickly, when I pull the tube out, how quickly it cleared itself. Very good device. You can't see gases, but we can measure them. Okay, now our rescuers are going down in the hole. You see they're wearing body harnesses. I want you to think about something. If our farmer had worn a body harness, and if our farmer had a tripod or some device that body harness was hooked to, a tripod here, some device with a cable on them that's attached to a body harness, and our farm son or a farm co-worker was staying outside, saw that there was a problem, he could start winching that person up to help them out. It may seem kind of crazy to think about using this on a farm, but heaven's sakes, this is the life that we're talking about. These are some of the tools that we really want to try to start. If you think about, if you're trying to go into these spaces, just think about some of the things that will help stabilize or prevent that. You see that they'll always send 2 rescuers into a space like this. They're all a procedure. The training that these folks have taken over the years to get to this stage is phenomenal. Many hours of training to basic rescue, then specifically confined base rescue, and the equipment that they have, the tripod, the wind, all of the harnesses, all of the ropes, all of the procedures that they have is very awesome. when you get done, we want to give them a great round of applause because they're dedicated. They're people all volunteers. Everyone here is taking the day off of work. Come here and do this. Absolutely fantastic. What you see through the window now, our ventilation has cleared out that space, right? And they're in there working to get our rescue. We can go talk to the fire team and how things are going. Okay. So, they're in communication with the top crew and they're learning what each other need. And they have a special key up there, the radio. EMS people have shown up on the typically EMS people are here to go into the space to provide medical care, so we're going to bring the up to them. And once they receive the patient, then we start working on the patient providing critical medical care. Our folks that go inside here start giving the person oxygen and mission care like that. What you'll see here is what they'll be doing inside is putting that harness on that person, hooking that person to their rope system, and hauling him out. They'll have him in a what we call a skid. It's like a plastic key that kind of goes around the person, puts him in a sort of like a scoop, so that they can bring him out of that hole very easily. And then they'll get him up on top, and then they're going to transfer him down that ladder. You kind of watch through the glass and see what's happening. Those of you that get a good view there, first got here, there was a lot of smoke inside that thing, which I think well cleared out. We've got those gases pushed out of that space. Some of the other things that we talk about, is you have to go into a space. On the left here, making a two-person job, I'm sure somebody's watching. Provide some ventilation before you go into that space. That's tricky, because how long do you ventilate? What do you ventilate with? Those kinds of things. But at least throw some air in that space so that you can at least steer up and yet understand that even the action of walking around through the door will release breath hydrogen sulfide. So keep that in mind as you're inside your space, as you're walking around, stirring things up. So you may have provided 20 minutes.
you're seeing them pull him out now. My microphone has gone off. So the take-home message is, make it a two-person job. Have some system where you're tied off to something. See the body harnesses that they have up here? That's an elaborate system. That's the ideal. Those systems, those devices, they're not terribly expensive, but they do cost a little bit. But at least if you had some sort of a belt around you, rescue jacket, that device costs about $200 or $300. If you're connected to something outside where a person could at least try to pull you out, the winch that I have over there, that's a 6-to-1 winch. So if I'm 200 pounds, you only have to crank 35 pounds of force to get me out. Okay? That's what they have up there. Consider if you have a job to do in a confined space, getting a gas detection meter. I'm not suggesting you buy one. They are expensive. But maybe work with your fire company in your community because they all have these devices. They probably won't lend it to you, but maybe you can convince them to come on out and measure the space before you go in. It's worth a try to work with your fire company. Builds good relationships. The other thing that I talk about, we've got spaces on farms, many confined spaces. We'll talk about what we did today. Silos, grain bins, septic tanks, wells, any of those spaces. We're walking to the farm women here now because we're the safety officers at the farm. Insist that we talk about the hazards of spaces that have to be secured. Everybody understand that you don't go in them to rescue somebody. That if bad things happen, you call for help. You need to get the fan. You need to start blowing some fresh air in. You need to call the neighbors so we can get some help coming. We don't want to go in there and make a self-rescue because we want to avoid the multiple deaths and injuries. Okay, they have gotten him out. And they're going to be transferring him down to this ladder. They made up this little chute here. They're going to lower the person down. Very coordinated. Now they'll transfer him to the EMS folks that are on the ground, and they'll be providing care. Start to finish, that took 25 minutes. Now, yes, we were staged here and stuff like that, but once they actually started the rescue, we're only talking about 10-15 minutes. Let's give them a nice round of applause and for their dedication. Thank you all for being here. We'll do it again at 1 o'clock.